First opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today our coverage kicks off with a good one here between the Indianapolis Colts and the Detroit Lions. It's been a tradition since the early days of the NFL, and we're off on Thanksgiving Day in Detroit. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Blue check. 43 rail.
They go play action here on first down. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Kwity Paye. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
The last run went so well for them. Maybe they should have just handed it off right here, too. Instead, the quarterback ends up keeping it, and the defense is right on it and wipes away the yardage gained on the last snap.
Okay,
after the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. And he will slide down with a good gain. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards. We know they have these RPOs in their playbook, and look, we're seeing it here in the first quarter. You think we're going to see it as the game continues?
They trotted them out early for a reason, partner. They're letting them know that this is in the arsenal, and we rely on it. You better be prepared because this is going to be an all-day affair trying to stop them.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage after it.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. What's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down. Well, this defense for the Colts, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short. First carry for DeAndre Swift. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. Down to about the 22 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. The Lions at 6-4 now on the year. And they come in losers at 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Watch one. Check view.
Here's Pollard again. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call run fits, everyone was in the right place.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
The kick by Bass is good. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Defense doing their job, really nowhere to run the football.
Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense, no gain.
Call fitting your gaps, right?
I love it. They're exactly right.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. But Charles, this Thanksgiving tradition, so great. I mean, going back essentially through the full century of the NFL, I know you probably have a lot of fond memories of Thanksgiving Day football yourself.
I certainly do, and I don't have the Turkey Bowl tradition. You know, the families that go out and play them and come in and sit down to their feast and watch football. But I remember reading about, the Lions jumping on the Packers on Thanksgiving Day. The only loss the Packers had in 1962, and they sacked Bart Starr over 10 times in that game. And I remember Dave Williams from the Bears returning the overtime kickoff for a touchdown to win a game on Thanksgiving Day. I remember so many different things happening, but how much fun is it each and every year to know that you've got football on Thanksgiving Day?
And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the counter, it's Taylor. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
This pass caught. It's Woods. Touchdown! Jelani Woods hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Colts have taken the lead.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Extra point by Mevis is up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they, almost to a man, told us how excited they are to be playing in this traditional Thanksgiving game. But we have to remember, this is a team that lost on Sunday. Now they get a very quick turnaround to play again. How difficult is that to do?
It's difficult under any normal circumstance when you're coming off of a loss and you have a quick turnaround. The first thing is to put the loss behind you and move forward. But when you plan on Thanksgiving Day, everyone's watching you. It's an added bonus, though, because now you put the loss behind you. Get that taste out of your mouth, because the taste you want is victory, turkey, and pumpkin pie.
2nd and 13. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
That's good for the Lions. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. The tackle made back at his 48-yard line.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. His throw incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target. And it takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Back to throw again. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Tyler Bass on the field goal. A 62-yard attempt.
And sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the bar. All things considered, a pretty good kick, just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck, and unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
Always important as a defender on third down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. Try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the first down marker. Excellent defense, good tackling.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They're going on fourth down. Lawrence. Pass out left, caught by Woods. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
Extra point by Mevis is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
Lions 3. Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick off.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
Now, a quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on third down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Ready?
Looking to throw. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
And And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
He'll drop to throw. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
Oh, he caught it. Just couldn't get the feet down. Couldn't get that toe tap sequence, right? I was ready to call tippy toes if that one was completed.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Williams, a man in motion right. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. First and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. They'll run left with Pollard. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. The kick by Bass is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jelani Woods on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Colts would extend their lead here just before halftime. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball? Or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary. or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance to stop passing now the way that it's going. I think we'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken in at the 3. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
Lions take over first and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
Set.
15 seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up first and 10.
Drill green. Yellow. Blue. Right.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's airing it out for Williams. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. A big play there just before halftime. 51 yards.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So we're at halftime here in the annual Thanksgiving game in Detroit. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
The kickoff for the Lions.
Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
They run once more with Taylor. They find some open field here. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 54 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Ready, break.
Beckham will go in motion right. From the gun, it's Taylor. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Up the middle, here's Taylor. Room here to run. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A give for Taylor running right side. And he'll get it inside the 35.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
Ready, ready. On
2nd down, it's Taylor. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's third down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. It's a gain of 4, and it gets them the first.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards.
Let's go.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Again, it's Taylor. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place.
Look at end zone, and he's got his man. It's Woods. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Colts take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Now Beavis for the PAT. He's got it, and the lead swells. It's 28-6.
28, Lions 6. Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick off.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he finally runs out of gas, but not before he's inside the 10-yard line.
Similar to golf, you never want to count a score before it actually happens, but you have to figure. They thought they were going to get 6 on that play. Great effort to keep them out of the end zone, but a big-time return.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And he'll throw this one away. I don't think he's out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. We saw it, too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you've got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
That grounding call could very well doom this drive. We'll see. They'll try again here, 3rd and goal. Back to throw. And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. It looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down in bounds.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the 3rd quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Ready. Ready?
They'll drop to throw. And in for the Lions, touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. They'll try and throw for it. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. And around the goal line especially on two-point tries. Sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
This is really impressive because when the offenses are running RPOs, things move very quickly. Fake, ball's out of his hands, and they're trying to hit him in the gaps downfield. And instead, the defender reacts so well that he makes a play on it, and the ball falls incomplete.
So 2nd and 10 now here in the 3rd quarter from Detroit. They'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Good yardage there for the Colts. 18 and a 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off. Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. 104 yards rushing here for Taylor. He's got a 1st down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
A little bit of daylight on that 1st down run sets him up nicely. 8 yards on the carry.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Eight yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Quick throw out wide, and Pierce has got it. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. And they just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there. Lawrence now off the bootleg. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. They give to Taylor out of the gun. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Out now, Andrew Mevis for the field goal.
This to make it a 3-score game late. And that'll be off
the crossbar and out. It's short. He couldn't get it there. It's no good. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that will bring up second down. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown.
Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
The Colts take over first down 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. This game has really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side, and now they take over here with just a very slim 1-score lead.
And we've seen this how many times now? Teams get a big lead, they go into coast mode, and all of a sudden they're scrambling and battling for a win down the stretch. They've got to put something together right here, otherwise they're in danger of doing the old snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
On the handoff, this is Taylor. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 132 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
A gain of 3, second down. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
That's complete to Pierce. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 33. 14 yards that time for number 14. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for second down if they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up. That'd be the time to do it.
On the handoff, Taylor. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter.
Got it.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They go to the ground again with Taylor.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now we give to Taylor. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think as a running back in this spot, you have to understand there's not going to be a whole lot of room to run. And in this case, ball protection takes precedent over trying to make something happen.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down.
Hey, stand up!
Now a handoff. Taylor with it. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And they'll indeed take a knee. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And they will take a knee here. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So they get a break there as the penalty moves him to the 5 for another 3rd and goal. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. So no shortage of offense in this game, but a very clean game too, Charles. Each side got its points, but they did so without committing a single turnover.
That's so true, and it certainly felt like NFL football at its finest, right? You talk about the highest level for both of these offenses. Neither one of them afraid of taking risks, or both of them aggressively pushing it downfield. I did like, Brandon, how smart they were about going about their business. They were high-flying, but they took care of the ball.
Yeah, they did. And just keeping it clean in a game like this with all these points, you don't see that very often, even at the highest level.